Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bravo Ish Talkers. We are so excited. It's been a long, but maybe it's been short, I don't know, like a month and a half-ish hiatus. But blame it on Bravo, because Bravo wasn't really giving us anything to talk about.
Nothing.
Really.
Yeah.
Like they were on hiatus, so
that summer was dry.
Yeah, so we were on hiatus. Yeah. But no further, we are back. I am Christina, your host, you know, the one who never takes her TV off Bravo. And yeah, I'm ready to talk some major ish. We got a lot to catch up on.
Yes, I'm Ramona, the Bravo historian.
And I'm Tiana, the lover of all things Black Bravo.
When we strategically and intentionally took our hiatus,
yes,
we came up with a kind of like a game plan. Okay, like we're not just gonna sit idly by and wait for Bravo to give us content. It's like, no, we are gonna make sure we are still booked and busy. Yes. And we are still, you know, checking off, you know, the milestones that we wanna accomplish to grow our podcast, right? So let's just kind of like run down the list of what we've been up to. I think first and foremost, congrats to us ladies. We reached 1,000 followers on TikTok. Yes, which is, I'm going to do snaps. I can't put my hands together.
Right, yeah. Over 1,000 now.
Over 1,000. And then, I mean, hello, we snagged our first Housewives interview.
Sure did.
Housewives of Dubai. We were able to interview Taleen and get the scoop on everything that happened on Dubai. After Bravo roundup of their kind of reunion, they did 2 episodes, and I'd like to say that we got the, you know, exclusive of the third.
Needed third.
Exactly.
Shout out to Taleen.
So that's up now, definitely on all our channels. Let's see who follows us, guys.
Well,
you know, not to toot our own horn, but
beep beep.
Right.
Dwight Eubanks.
Yes. Shout out
to
Dwight.
From Real Housewives of
fashion
Atlanta.
show with no fashion.
Yes.
Yes. And then also the Chanel Ayan has started following us from the Real Housewives of Dubai. And also now our girl, who I'm like, now we can call her a friend of the show. Taleen.
Yes.
Is following us as well.
Yes. Some major follows. But then also we got some shares. But some really big shares too. Major that made us kind of go, I like to say baby viral because I'm a little reserved, but some people will say viral. But Miss Phaedra Parks, we did like a post shout out to her for being like the reality star, what Ramona did of the year, because she's been in the bag.
And in her bag, several jobs.
Yes, and she saw it and shared us.
Yes,
which is amazing.
In her stories, and with her 3 million followers, quickly, we got a lot of views on that. So thank you, Phaedra.
Yes, and then Newbie, who I have a girl crush on. Like, she is just so amazing. Bronwyn from Salt Lake City. Yes, has shared us. And then also Huda Beauty, which is like a very well-known international makeup brand. So shout out to us for making it happen and not just sitting by for a month and a half posting random content on
like
all our
Bravo,
social media.
when are you gonna give us a call line up?
Because we've been working, babe.
Yeah, we have. We've been keeping it busy, and now we are back and ready. Yes, ready to get into the ish of the week.
My favorite segment. There's a lot to go over this week.
Man.
Like so much. But real quick, just if we could just say how epic that interview was that we had with Taleen. She really gave us a lot more insight in terms of like her relationship with Caroline Brooks, clarifying, you know, a lot of the things that, because when we see those reunions, they're chopped up into like very small pieces based on what they film. So it was just so cool. And she was so like down to earth.
She was a girlfriend. She was a girlfriend that we sat there and we talked shit with for an entire like 45 minutes. So love her for that.
Shout out to Taleen. That was awesome. Some major Bravo news hit the blogs today. And that was all about Mr. Jax Taylor.
The reason why I'm laughing.
WTF.
I'm laughing because I saw one story where they were like, he filled it out wrong.
Okay.
So that was what. Okay. So let me first say, for those of you who don't have who haven't had a chance to get familiar or are not aware of what we are talking about, he filled out paperwork giving sole and physical custody of their son Cruz to Brittany. Also you know, a man who represents himself in court has a fool as a client. And so he is representing himself in a divorce, but also is saying that they were never legally married in the first place.
None of it
so
makes
many.
sense.
But the first thing, because of course, you know, I'm like, damn, you can't do nothing these days. Like, if you are a public, like, you really, your every detail will be exposed. So we saw the document that he filled out, and the first thing, the first thing I said was, this dummy probably just filled it out wrong. He didn't know what he was filling out.
But the thing about it is also too, you can tell that he doesn't have a team or he doesn't have people, because they have the whole document, like, just like on all the blogs, like it's like a PDF being shared.
And this is what happens when you intentionally are cheap.
Yes.
Get a lawyer. Like, what are we doing?
Yes.
You're filling out paperwork wrong for your son.
Like, you're giving away full custody of your son. Like,
that is so crazy.
Yeah.
And I know you don't want to pay child support, so
all that child support for someone to have full. It's just laughable. It's so laughable.
But when I saw, I was like, literally, he does not know what these terminologies mean. He does not know respondent. He does not know plaintiff. Like, he does not know. So 1,000% he did not know who was who. But hopefully it goes through anyway. And he can't just get out of it by saying, like, oops, I checked the wrong box. So, all right, well, moving on, because we have so much to get into. So one of the bigger stories that also hit this weekend, are you guys familiar with Joel Kim Booster, the comedian?
Vaguely, through you.
Okay, and through my Google.
Also on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, like he's a comedian. He's been on SNL. He's done a bunch of shows, but he's also like a really big Bravo fan. And so he apparently has been, I know you guys have heard about, and for those of you who haven't heard, Peacock is doing some series tentatively titled Love Hotel with some of the biggest Bravo bachelorettes. So
like Ashley Darby.
Like Ashley Darby, our favorite. Right. Giselle, Luann, and Shannon Beador. Shannon Storms Beador. And so apparently Joel is going to be the host over at the hotel. And they've been all filming the last few weeks, and I guess on the last day of filming, he just went to his Instagram. And you know, when it's a black screen and white letter post, like, oh, okay, shit is getting real. Somebody has something to get, like, whenever, that's always the giveaway.
Yeah.
The black screen, white letter post is like, oh, you about to go in. And so, and I'm going to just read real quick what he posted. Just because you're a pathetic drunk on a reality television show, best known for a string of failed relationships and a DUI, does not make you a star and does not give you license to treat the people you work with like they are subhuman, period. They will make me delete this, but DM me if you'd like to see some videos. Besos. So first of all, we need to get to DMing Mr. Joel Kim Booster. Right. We need to see what said videos are.
Yes.
But like, gasp.
And that was, did they make him delete it?
Yes. It has since been deleted.
Who's they?
You know,
the Bravo Marshals, the Peacock Marshals.
Yes. Got it. Okay.
I'm actually very surprised for someone who I'm assuming he wants to stay in the good graces. Like, if this series takes off, I mean, you see what Alan Cummings.
Okay.
It's a gamble, but you never know. Because, like, look what happened with Alan Cummings with The Traitors. Like, he did one season, it took off. Now he won an Emmy. Like, trust me, those checks are getting bigger. When they've already committed to 2 more seasons before the 3rd season has even aired. So I'm like, if you want to stay in the good graces with the NBC Universal Post, like, folks, you don't do stuff like this.
Yeah. Don't piss off NBC PD. Like,
yeah.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. I just hope Shannon does kind of get it together. Like, we can all safely assume he's talking about Shannon, but it also came out that he's talking about Shannon.
Yeah.
I just hope like Shannon just kind of gets it together.
Overall. I do too, because I'm like, you should be riding a wave and doing a victory lap right now, because the fans and everybody is just firmly on your side.
Oh,
so
firmly.
I'm like, oh, the timing of this. I'm like, don't let me find out he's Alexis Bellino's BFF secretly. But,
oh no.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised about that little tidbit of information. All right, another juicy story.
Oh, this one is so juicy. Like, we had to do a recap post on Monday about this because it was just like, like a timeline almost, because there's just been so much stuff, and the story keeps going.
And it's almost like, okay, we got to take it back a step to explain like why we're at this point. So I'm just trying to simplify it because we have so much to get into in our episode today. But basically, Ryan Boyjian, who is the boyfriend of Jen Pedrani from Real Housewives of Orange County. Well, when Tamra was on Watch What Happens Live last week, she made claims about Ryan stealing money from a Dodgers player. And those of us who are kind of familiar with that whole story, it was Shohei Ohtani. At the beginning of the season, it came out that like some money had gotten taken from him, and Ryan's name was thrown into it, that he was like close to the guy who stole the money. And so, but Ryan has not been proven of stealing anything. And so he lawyered up, and not just any lawyer, he hired the lawyer that represented Jim Bellino successfully, might I add, his lawsuit against Tamra and Shannon, where Shannon actually ended up getting off without having to pay anything, but Tamra had to settle and paid some major coins. And so the story evolves. So Kelly Dodd from Real Housewives, who has since, Christina, what do you like to refer to her as since she's departed the OC?
The troll. She's such a troll. And she screams that she says she doesn't want to be on Housewives. It's like so beneath her, but she screams. Oh, no. But the actions totally say like, please take me back. Please call me. So anytime she has an opportunity to like talk, mention, comment, it's just like, girl.
Yes,
girl.
But she has come to the people about is she thinks that there should be a class action lawsuit against Tamra in light of all this, that not only should Ryan be suing her, that she should be suing her. You know, sorry to be a little crass, but Tamra once said famously that she sucks dick for money. And I just love when Kelly clarifies. When she goes, and I do not suck dick for money. like, how do you not laugh?
She said it more than one time on TV. I'm just like, okay, girl. Like, your seasons were like 5 years. No one is still on this but you. Like,
she can't let it go.
God knows I don't remember.
Yes, but she says that Vicky should, and that, you know, anyone who she has defamed. And so since then, more has developed. Vicky, by the way, who was like, I bet, like, I'm fully on board with this, says that she's also been received texts and calls from Jill Zarin, from Teresa Giudice, who are all supporting and claiming they want in. Not Jill, but Teresa.
I was like, Jill Zarin's another troll. Just another, like, let's just call it what it is. Like, yeah, there's just no other way to say that. Oh, so, and then Teresa wants in on it. Okay. Yeah. Baby troll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
because she's about to be excommunicated from the room.
And I don't know. Look, I don't know if this would ever go anywhere, but Tamra, whatever you think about it, this is not a good look for Tamra. That
not at all.
What has happened in the last few days, and all these people, and I know Eddie just wants to wring her neck because, like, she is bringing all of this upon herself, and she's got to change direction and how she needs to learn one major word: allegedly.
I think if she would have just said allegedly in that whole rant on Watch What Happens Live, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. And honestly, you still would have had the same impact.
Yeah, yeah, literally.
And now it's costing you. And now it's kind of given, you know, I think like Jen, the opportunity, the runway to actually really go in on Tamra, the way that she's just treated her this season and a half.
Yes.
So it's really nice to see Jen kind of, you know, especially with Ryan by her side, I'm pretty sure, giving her kind of like the confidence, the backbone, whatever, to like speak up.
Because I love that level of petty. I was like, oh, Ryan.
Yes, but it's either way, like, it's not a good story. It's not a good look. And yes, I hope that, you know, she decides to move a little bit differently moving forward. But it'll be interesting to see if she ends up addressing this in the 2T's podcast.
So we're kind of going from one mess to another mess.
Oh, yes. Honey, Brandy Glanville. Speaking of mess, speaking of train wrecks.
Jesus, fix it.
We, all of a sudden, a couple days ago, fix it right now, Lord. That was a post if you missed it. That we had earlier in the
Shameless
week.
plug. Shameless
Yeah,
plug.
shameless plug. So Brandy tweeted a couple days ago, I mean, you cannot write this shit. After a year of telling me how rich I was about to be and how strong my case about Bravo is, my lawyers, quote unquote, have decided I now don't have a case and cut ties with me. Paid off, maybe. Allegedly. See, she learned. 'Cause I'm like, girl, no, you know you can't afford to have anybody sue you. But how crazy is, and it's like, when I saw it, the first thing I did was like, because I'm like, girl, you just knew you had your ticket out the hood with whatever this case these lawyers have convinced you.
It was as unhinged as the clickbait.
Yeah.
It's like too. It's like, okay, so now we have now you're known for the train wreck of being on Bravo. You're known for your husband cheating on you with Leanne Rhymes, and now it's like you're known for unemployment. Like, what are you going to do? Like you don't have this little, like, you know, rainy day funds of $200,000 from like these appearances you do on Bravo. You've kind of ruined that, and now it's like, well, what are you going to do? Please don't end up on the villains. Shut up.
What did you say?
She said model. Shut the fuck up.
Maybe. It depends. Are you listening?
But
Shout out.
yeah, like, yeah, no. But
I mean,
like,
Lisa Rinna did it.
you know, anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Bringing that.
The House of Villains is not going to happen. That's an NBC Universal show. So next.
Okay, so now that I should have connected because it's E, blah, blah, blah. Now it makes so much sense why they kind of get like the low-hanging fruit of the Bravo people.
Yeah, because it's the same family.
Got it. Okay, so that won't happen. So it's like, where Zeus?
I mean, they always have an opening.
I
Nene
just
was
want to
just
have
over
to do
there.
something. But it's just like, damn, like, if she just would have played it like Phaedra. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they were kind of on similar planes. Like,
Yeah.
they both brought in for that second season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, XYs. Then they obviously were so happy with her that they quickly added her to the very next season, which we haven't seen really any repeats like that. So not that quickly. And then it's just like she just fucked it all up.
Yeah.
Oh.
With what I still don't know what happened with her and Caroline Manzo, but I'm like, damn, that's the season that we'll never get to see the light of day.
Yeah, and I feel like too, like when we last saw her on Real Housewives, I don't know, it's like the image that she portrays. I'm just like, this is just not good. I feel sorry for her kids, but the last time, I don't know if you guys remember, she was on Beverly Hills. She was at Kyle's party, and she was like so beyond wasted on the stage, like falling over wasted, and I'm like. And of course, production is just eating it all up. But it's just
Of
like,
course.
this is not a good look. So.
And this is not the franchise for that. Like, what did I add?
no,
No,
not at
for
all.
sloppiness.
Not at all.
But well,
Like,
Brandy,
you can do the hair helicopter like Kyle, you know? You can do a split. But that's about it.
yeah.
that's it. And it's like, look, at least with Leah Mobb, I call her Leah Mobb because I always forget her last name from New York. Like, at least she has a whole clothing line and like another source of income. Like, Brandy, you don't have anything.
OnlyFans.
So, and that. Well, maybe, you know what? There's a revenue stream.
I think the clothing line is defunct, if I'm not
Is it?
mistaken.
Oh, well.
It was like a T-shirt line.
Her OnlyFans was active. But.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I had never heard of this clothing line before she was on the Real Housewives of New York.
Yes.
Still have never seen anything about it.
Yes.
You're our fashion guru, so maybe you were familiar.
Yeah, no. So I Googled, did a deep dive, especially when she was on with Patty Singer. Remember when
Right.
she was
Yes.
on $1 Million Matchmaker?
Wait,
She looked different.
She was on that show. I will send you the clip.
yes.
Yes, no, she was on that show. She talks about that T-shirt line then. So then I Googled it, and it literally is like, oh, I was about to say something really bad.
Be delicate.
Caught
Be
myself
delicate.
there.
Be
Don't
demure.
get us
Be very
canceled.
mindful.
Demure rifle. It just looks like, you know, like just some five screens on like a Wix type of, you know, template, and like I was like, this is not a clothing line. And then when they cut to her and show her at her clothing line, it looked like she was working in one of those community spaces. Like so I was like, this really isn't a so we say that loosely.
So maybe the OnlyFans then. But the point I'm making is she cannot afford to cut that tie. And even if you get taken off, we see, you saw it with Tamra, you saw it with Phaedra, like even if Bravo or Dorinda, like if they literally pause you for a little bit, if you stay in their good graces and don't go around talking shit about them, they will bring you back in the fold if you have the fan base to support it.
Yeah.
So just like, damn, way to fumble the bag.
Beyond.
But lastly, let's just get into this before we get into our next thing. So look, we love gossip. We love Bravo gossip. That's what we do here. But one of the stories that came out last week, it kind of weirded me out, like how much we were all knowing about it. And that's, recently we found out that Kim Richards and Kyle Richards have had, a parting of ways. It was like a messy situation where Kyle had to evict her from her house, and then it turns out Kim is no longer sober. All these little details, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like leave us out the group chat.
Yeah.
We don't need to know this much details about like someone's sobriety. Like, it's sad, and I think it's a little weird. The picking apart of every, like, we're seeing Kyle going to the courts to file papers, like every little thing that they're dropping a story about. It's like, let's move on to the next story.
Meanwhile, one group chat we really want to be in, though, is the one with her and Mauricio.
Yes.
That's the one we
bring
really
us more into that.
Let us know what's going on there.
What is going on?
He's kissing some woman in
the airport.
So I really thought the Dancing with the Stars teammate was about to be Bae, but I guess not.
He just seems like he loves women. What?
An HO?
Yes.
That too.
But
that
apparently
too.
been that.
Yes.
But now
apparently.
he can do it out in the light of day.
Yes, but it seems like he's just he loves love. Yeah, loves love. So
Kyle is one of God's strongest soldiers. I don't think I could deal with this personally.
No, not at all.
Between her sister, between that man, between the
up and down, relationship with Kathy.
Yeah. No, she definitely is. Well, anyway, that's it for our Ish of the Week. We love that segment, but we need to get into our roundup of it all.
Oh yeah, the meat and potatoes, as I like to refer to. I
Yes.
haven't said that in a while. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. So starting off with the roundup is OC. So we got into it a little bit when we talked about Tamra, and all like with her and Jen and her and Ryan. Seems like it's just getting, as Ramona touched on, it's getting messier and messier and messier. And then, as we saw at the beginning of the season, we saw her like really going in on Shannon for no unprovoked reason. Like, that's kind of why Shannon was almost being kind of like praised in the beginning, because it's like, why is she being so nasty, so rude out of nowhere? It was just like bizarre. It's kind of like how she went after Jen last season. How she wanted to hold her accountable, or something. I don't know what it is, where she feels like she's the accountability police.
Yeah.
But she feels like it's her right.
And what she ends up doing is making these people martyrs and just getting all of the fan base to rally behind them. Part of the reason why they really rallied around Shannon was because of some of the craziness that's been happening this season, with feeling like, damn, like y'all just put her in a no-win situation this season.
It's rather disgusting. Especially, I feel like it just takes away from the DUI. Like, you forget.
Oh yes.
Forget, like, okay, no, you ran into a whole house, on camera, like you were filmed doing this, and it was a not a hit and run. She didn't hit anybody, but what they call it?
But she drove off, didn't she?
She drove off, and they found her at her place. So
it was posed to be like a really bad look for Shannon, and instead, like,
thank God for Tamra.
I was like, the PR gods have smiled on her.
Yeah, and now we see her kind of like tearing it all apart, but to be continued. But then we also have, can someone please help me understand why Tamra and Alexis are like friends now, or like, and me personally, conspiracy theory, I think it's because Tamra knows how this reality game works, and so therefore she's like, well, this will be a good like storyline for me. Alexis is back, we put the lawsuit behind us, and now we're BFFs. The scene of Tamra visiting her at her home, I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Well, I think it's a case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. Like, she already had made up her mind that she was going to go in on Shannon, so she cannot still have old beef with Alexa. It's like, bitch, you got to pick a side. So I think she was like, all right, let's team up and go in on Shannon together. Not that calculated, but that's the way it has played out.
Yes. So
it is an odd pairing when she was the reason why her ex-husband ended up suing Tamra, and Tamra keeps trying to like put distance, be like, oh, but that wasn't Alexis. That was
her husband.
No, that was them. They did it. Yeah, Jim was the one, because Jim was the breadwinner. Jim had the money. Jim was the boss. So he was the one leading the charge. But like, no, that was his little wife, and she was right in it with them. So I don't know. I think it's weird. They're this pairing up.
So speaking of which, we also have the Shannon versus Alexis of it all, as you like just touched on, and that is just
it's so disgusting. It grosses me out.
Yeah,
like to see some woman come on camera and just not be a gross girl whatsoever.
And it's like you're fighting a fight that we didn't even like.
Girl, no,
it's not your fight.
It's not your fight. It's barely your man.
It's not a fight. Like Shannon isn't saying, I want to be back with John. How could he?
Not at all.
Like, so if you just let it, if you don't bring it up, it won't come up.
She needs to distance herself from this the way she tries to distance herself from the Jim Bellino lawsuit. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
That's that man over there. Like, because literally you did not even know him when these things were happening. Like, I think it was, I said it, I did it in a post, like, she just really miscalculated the way the fans were gonna.
Her and Tamra.
Didn't she say she got a bad edit? Did I read that? She was like, it was either one of them said that they got a bad edit.
I don't know if it was her, but I do know that Tamra said it's bots. That's the reason why people don't like her.
No, not a bot. Don't live person. I'm telling you, do not like her. Yeah. And whenever we do a post about her, about this whole thing, like these are not bots that are responding in our comments.
When we did the post on Simon and her.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone was on his side.
We called him the scumbag. It was so confusing.
Yes, that shocked me because I really have always had a distaste for that man, and I thought everybody would jump on board. They said,
"We're not done with her yet."
No, so so the people are speaking, Tamra, and no, it's not a bot. It is like real life Bravo fans, who are kind of like, they're kind of tired of the shtick. I think it's all a shtick.
And it's Delulu to think that you were going to be the star of this season. You and Alexis, are you joking?
No, y'all both had a mission to troll.
Yeah,
and that's what y'all been doing.
Troll, but not pissing in someone's bushes. Or like right next to the pool.
Yeah,
Look, and like don't come across on TV as being drunk, and then accusing someone of being a drunk.
Yeah. Yes, like pot kettle. But I just feel like Tamra just lowers the class level so much. Like whatever Heather Dubrow adds, Tamra just knocks it back
out of
down.
Her martini glass.
And I don't understand. Before this season, I do not remember anyone. Like, has there ever been so much just like peeing?
No,
just pulling your pants down.
I think it's a fetish.
It's weird.
Also with her and Katie's butthole, I'm like, this is gross. Yeah, this is so gross.
I could not believe. Okay, so that last episode was so good when they were at that couple's dinner, and I'm like, it amazes me how people get to be the age that this woman is, and they do not understand how to read people and social cues. Like, I saw that man and knew him just on screen for all of 2 minutes and was like, oh, he buttoned up. So do not twerk in front of him.
Please.
Do not get sloppy drunk.
Yes.
Do not. He probably is going to read his wife for filth.
Right.
At you mentioning that she was showing the cameras her whole ass. Like, you need to read the room. This man is clearly conservative and buttoned up. Like,
the home gave those kind of vibes. The home gave those kind of vibes. As soon as you walked in, I was just like, so you can't like go in being like the normal. I was, to your point.
Like, no, there's no room for
somebody
that.
cut her off.
To be like, oh yes, please pass the salt and pepper. That's the vibe.
Yes,
I think that's what the husband expected, and I feel so bad for him.
And then Eddie,
he was shell shocked.
Oh, beyond his eyes at the table. But then Eddie telling him, I felt even more bad for him. Eddie telling him, cut her off. I'm like, what is your job?
And also, like, how
I
can see that he was like, okay, and in his mind, he was like,
how am I going to do this?
What am I going to do if she comes back up? Yes, because if she comes back up, like, I need another martini, like, what? Like,
okay, after spilling the previous one on the floor.
I'm like, why are you putting him in that position? I was just like, this is a hot mess. And it's about to get real bad real quick. So then when you have like Ryan and her at the end at the table, I was just like, oh God. Like, and I feel like Ryan like understood the assignment.
Oh, did. And did.
And she did not. And I was just like,
because he was like, why are we speaking like this at a dinner table? I'm like,
meanwhile, Eddie was just like, I'm so mortified. I don't want to step in. Who's going to tell her she needs to stop?
Right. Right.
No. That was, you know what, Jen and Ryan, well played.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you guys definitely got it. And I just had a little chuckle every time he called Eddie soft. He was just like, he's not a man, he's soft.
Yeah. As he was sitting there, as his wife was completely unraveling.
Yes, I was just like, and then tries to grab her and say, I'm just like,
that was weird too.
Yeah.
I like, by the way, that seems a little aggressive when men like grab a woman's face and like, I don't like that kind of stuff.
No, and I feel like it doesn't, if there's a common respect, it doesn't need to be like that. He should be able to say, chill out, and it not taken any other way that I just need to chill out.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, it's not you trying to boss me around, be my dad. None of that. It's just, I need to chill out. That's it. That was a lot, ladies. And that's only one. There's so much.
Orange County has been giving.
It has been. So last night, RHONY dropped. Yes. What do we think? What was our consensus? So we all talked last night prior to kind of like regroup. And I was the only one that watched it on East Coast time or finished it.
I tried. I couldn't do it.
It was kind of like, so what do we think overall?
Overall, I think all of these women are talking shit behind each other's backs and then
already
pointing the finger. Like, what are you pointing at her for? Like, you should be pointing at yourself.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, but also like Bryn's whole storyline has just taken a strange turn to me. And it's like, it's almost like you don't understand. Like, when you have a dinner with someone and repeat back everything that was said to you, you now, girl, you've done a season of this. You know that friend is just gonna go back and say, "Oh, Bryn told me that you hate me," and so I'm like, I don't understand what Bryn is doing, and I hate that I'm like in this position because I actually really like Bryn. I think she brings like so much to that cast. Great style. She's adorable. She's funny, but I don't love the journey that she's on right now. And I loved her and Sai as like friends, and like I hate that like she has kind of screwed that up for herself.
I didn't like at the end of the reunion where she's like, I've got enough friends. Like, I thought that was just disgusting.
Yeah,
like
that was a bad look.
Yeah, like, and then now it's kind of like, here we are at the beginning of the season, and it's just like they're still like not friends, and it just makes no sense. And I feel like it's all mainly because of Bryn. I don't know if it's a big head. I don't know if it's what it is, but
she needs a therapist. I honestly think her mother did a number on her, like real talk, and she just seems to be somebody who tries to destroy every close relationship. Like, she just gives me that vibe because the fiancés that seem like, I mean, but who knows if they're really good guys or not, but these great fiancés that she supposedly had where she would end things with them and mess it up, and it's like she's just sabotaging her friendships. Like, I don't know, like homegirl has some work to do.
Agreed on all points. So are we looking forward to the season? Are we like,
I mean, it wasn't as good as I was hoping with all the hype. I don't know, Tiana.
I think I'm ready to see like what the hell happened. Like, they hooked me the first couple of minutes. I was like, oh, tell me more. And then it's like, okay, we'll go right to the beginning. I'm like, wait a minute. No, you have
I hate
to tell
when they
me.
do that. We were talking about the hate when they do that. And
hate
then
it.
it's like, what is it, like 10 episodes we're waiting? Yeah.
I think at least that. But I have always been that girl, like, never tell me.
Ever.
Ramona, in about an hour, I have something really juicy to tell you.
And it's messy.
Tell me now.
Like, tell me now. Like, we can't do that. No, stop, pause.
I hate that.
Yeah.
And so this trend that Bravo, I mean, they do it with Salt Lake City. They did it with Jersey. This where they literally show us the very end and then go, how we got there 6 months earlier or whatever. Yeah. Like, it's driving me crazy. But I'm hoping it gets a little bit better. I did not also... One of the most interesting scenes was I felt Erin, with Erin and her husband at Serendipity. We did a post about this today as well. That's another example of someone.
She's like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, this is grounds for dismissal. Like, like isn't this Bravo's like, okay, this is your job.
You're on a reality show.
Okay, you're no Heather Dubrow.
Yeah, and like, hello, like, take heed from Robin Dixon.
Please,
like,
please.
Yes, like. And I don't think we have enough clout to say, oh, I don't want to talk about it.
We absolutely do not.
Yeah.
And it just makes our mind go to the worst possible place. We were talking about it last night. Like, oh, he's cheating, or he's got a pill problem, or cheating, fraud, embezzlement. It's just
gambling, something. Yeah. Okay, well, to be continued on New York. The jury's still out. But Salt Lake City, oh no, like, it is, the court is in session.
Yes,
this
Salt
shit
Lake
is like, first off, as we mentioned earlier in the episode, yes, girl crush Bronwyn. I just adore her style. I adore her personality. I feel like she's fresh, just kind of like Taleen, like really brings something to the cast. So I'm really excited to see how she plays out all season and all the fashion and how she finished decorating her home. I hope they end the season by showing that home all done. I really want to see what it looks like. But
I'm also living for this confessional look she has. The red?
Okay, so that's Christian Siriano. We saw that. Yes. Loving that. Then we have the other newbie. Is she a housewife? I should know this. Brittany? Or is she a friend of?
I think she's a friend of.
That's a great question.
I'm almost positive she's a friend
I know
of.
that she might be the girlfriend of an Osborne. That's all I got.
She's a best friend. No,
yeah,
she's a best
BFF,
friend
sorry.
in Costco. Yeah, but the way Mary keeps going for her and like just going after her.
I'm like, Brittany, stand up for yourself.
The German Shepherd coat.
Oh, yes, it was.
To the why do we care? That was like the epic line. Like,
can we have, first of all, this isn't your event. Sit down.
No, it was beyond weird. And Mary was just being really honest what everyone else was thinking. Like, why do we care?
Like, why are you doing a toast that you guys went Instagram? Like, I feel like it's, first of all, whose event was it? Was it Heather's?
It was Heather's.
Yeah. Like, I just think, ask the host if you can get up and make this declaration about your love. Because she would probably advise you, like, save it, sweetie. We don't need to hear that. But that was a weird thing to do, especially, like, y'all didn't declare, or he did not declare that, like, oh, this is my girlfriend, my wife, my love. It was just like, oh, me and my best friend. Like,
and it looked like an Instagram story. So, like, disappears in 24 hours.
Yeah, like, it never happened. We also have Angie and Lisa.
Yes.
Yeah, so, like,
that friendship. But that's another case of, I kind of understand where Lisa's coming from in this point. Like, you don't go around and repeat what your friends talk to you about in confidence. Like, and it just seems like, say what you want. Her first season as like a full housewife, like, Lisa really did ride for her. And so it's like, you got to remember who your allies are. Yeah. And when you switch sides, that's when people turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I feel like Salt Lake City will not disappoint this season.
No, it's good.
Honestly, I agree. And I'm kind of shocked. I'm
shocked too.
I won't lie. I'm kind of shocked. I thought without Monica, this was a sinking ship in Utah.
No, but we have a lot. I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah. Well, Bravo's not disappointing. There's still upcoming shows that are coming. So Real House of Potomac is dropping. When is that dropping?
Sunday.
That's
October
dropping
6th.
Week. So we'll have even more to talk about next week. Southern Charm is coming back, and Married to Medicine. So we will finally have like so much Bravo to talk about. We are literally going to have to like pick and choose.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. So like I said, we are like officially back. So you can expect to have all of our episodes every single Monday. And normally we post at the end of Monday Monday, but now we're starting to post at the top of the morning, so you guys can.
Top of the morning.
As soon as you wake up, you'll be able to see like new Bravo-ish Talker episode at the beginning of the week. But until then, make sure you like us, follow us, tweet us, comment, do all the things, because we're here to stay, and we we love it. But until then, thank you guys so much. This roundup has been so fun.
This is fun.
So fun.
Love this.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.